Following Manny Pacquiao's controversial majority draw against WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios on Saturday, July 19th, speculation has gone into overdrive as fans and pundits alike try to figure out what's next for the iconic Filipino boxer. At 46 years old, Pacquiao's return to the ring already made headlines around the globe. But now the question is, who will he face next? While initial talk centered on a potential rematch with Floyd Mayweather or a blockbuster showdown with knockout artist Gervonta Davis, a surprising new name has emerged as the front-runner, Rolando "Rolly" Romero. This unexpected twist came straight from Pacquiao's inner circle, with longtime advisor Sean Gibbons naming Romero as the favorite for Manny's next opponent. The news caught many off guard, but also sparked intrigue, especially given Romero's rising stock in the boxing world. The potential matchup isn't just about names. It's about legacy, risk, and timing, and Romero seems more than ready to seize the moment. Rolando Romero, fresh off a statement win over Ryan Garcia at the high-profile Fatal Fury event in May, has made it clear that he's eager to step up for the opportunity of a lifetime. Facing a living legend like Pacquiao isn't just a challenge, it's a golden ticket. In a recent interview with Boxing Scene, Romero didn't hold back his excitement. A Hall of Famer on my resume? Who wouldn't want that? That's the easiest way to get into the Hall of Fame, right? He said with a smile, radiating ambition. For a young fighter like Romero, who's often seen as unpredictable and brash, a victory over Pacquiao could catapult him into the upper echelon of boxing superstardom. But more than that, Romero understands the historical weight of facing a legend. Win or lose, sharing the ring with Pacquiao is a career-defining moment, and Romero is already selling the story like a seasoned veteran. As for Pacquiao, his long-awaited return to the ring was nothing short of dramatic. Facing Mario Barrio, 16 years his junior and the reigning WBC welterweight champ Pacquiao showed flashes of the same brilliance that made him an international icon. He darted in and out with surprising speed, landed crisp combinations, and controlled the pace for much of the fight. Though the judges ultimately ruled it a majority draw, many seasoned analysts and former fighters saw the fight in Pacquiao's favor. Their unofficial scorecards reflected a belief that Pacquiao had done enough to win, especially given how he maintained his timing and reflexes despite a 4-year layoff. If the decision had gone his way, Pacquiao would have etched his name in the record books as the second oldest fighter to win a major world title, just shy of George Foreman's legendary accomplishment. That kind of performance at his age left fans stunned, critics silenced, and the boxing community scrambling to figure out what comes next. Moments after the final bell, and amid the roar of a sold-out crowd at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, Pacquiao exited the ring to a media frenzy. Journalists and fans rushed to get a glimpse or a word from the legend. Microphones were shoved in his face, and cameras flashed as reporters tried to squeeze out a hint about his future plans. But in classic Pacquiao fashion, he remained calm and gracious. When asked point-blank if he intended to fight again, he didn't offer a drawn-out answer or tease headlines. Instead, he simply flashed a thumbs up. It was a subtle gesture, but it spoke volumes. That simple signal was more than enough to confirm to fans around the world that the warrior spirit inside Manny Pacquiao is still alive and ready for another chapter. It also sent a clear message to potential challengers. Pacquiao isn't finished yet. Later that night, away from the spotlight and adrenaline of the ring, Pacquiao took to social media to express his gratitude. His message wasn't flashy or self-congratulatory. It was deeply personal and humble, just like the man himself. "Thank you, Lord, for keeping us safe in the ring," he wrote. "I want to thank my wife, my children, my family, my team, and everyone who supported me during this fight." The post quickly gained traction, with thousands of fans and fellow fighters leaving messages of admiration and encouragement. For many, Pacquiao's words were a reminder of what makes him such a beloved figure, not just his skill inside the ring, but his humility, faith, and unwavering appreciation for those around him. Even in the face of controversy and pressure, Pacquiao's grounded nature remains unchanged. Now, as the dust settles from his dramatic return, the boxing world is waiting with bated breath to see what Manny Pacquiao will do next. Will it be Romero with his youthful energy and bold confidence? Will Mayweather finally step up for the long-awaited rematch the world never got closure from? Or will Gervonta Davis throw his name back into the mix? One thing is clear. No matter who stands across the ring, Manny Pacquiao still commands attention like no one else in the sport. He isn't fighting for money anymore. He's fighting for legacy, for pride, and for the love of the game. And judging by the thunderous reaction to his comeback and the new contenders lining up to fight him, the legend of Pac-Man is far from finished. Whether it's a young lion like Romero or an old rival like Mayweather, the next chapter promises to be just as unforgettable as the last dot, as potential negotiations begin to swirl behind the scenes. Promoters are well aware of the stakes involved. A fight between Manny Pacquiao and Rolando "Rolly" Romero isn't just another main event. It's a cross-generational clash, a story-driven bout that pits a seasoned legend against a brash up-and-comer with everything to prove. For younger audiences who may not have witnessed Pacquiao in his prime, this is a rare chance to see one of boxing's all-time greats back in action. For veteran fans, it's a continuation of a career that's already defied the limits of time. Meanwhile, Romero brings a bold and unpredictable style that makes any fight he's in feel volatile. That's exactly what promoters look for: drama, unpredictability, and the kind of narrative that sells tickets and pay-per-view buys. It's not just about the belts anymore, it's about moments that make history. Romero's rapid rise has been unconventional, but undeniably entertaining. Often criticized for his awkward style and unorthodox technique, Romero has managed to silence his critics by winning when it matters. His recent victory over Ryan Garcia was a career-turning moment. Many expected Garcia to steamroll him, but Romero held his ground, dictated the pace at key moments, and walked away with a statement win that shook up the lightweight division. That kind of win positioned him perfectly to demand bigger fights. And now with Pacquiao potentially on the table, Romero's stock is skyrocketing. Beyond the skills, it's his confidence and willingness to speak his mind that draws attention. In an era where promotion is half the battle, Romero knows how to keep his name in the headlines, and that makes him an ideal candidate for a fight of this magnitude. Still, not everyone is on board with the idea of Pacquiao facing Romero. Critics argue that Pacquiao should either go for a legacy-defining rematch with Mayweather or target a big-money bout with someone like Terence Crawford or Gervonta Davis. They see Romero as a step down in competition, not worthy of sharing the ring with a living legend. But others view it differently. They see Romero as a dangerous, awkward stylistic challenge, the type of fight that could create unexpected fireworks. More importantly, Romero represents today's generation, young, loud, and fearless. A clash with Pacquiao becomes more than just a sporting event. It becomes a passing of the torch, or a bold refusal to let go of it. That emotional tug of war is what keeps boxing relevant in a crowded sports landscape. Meanwhile, Pacquiao's own motivations remain a mystery to some, but to those who know him well, it's clear. This is about unfinished business. When he retired in 2021 to run for the Philippine presidency, many assumed he was done with boxing for good. But something kept calling him back. Perhaps it was the feeling of not going out on his own terms, or the itch to prove that he could still compete at the highest level. Whatever the reason, Pacquiao's return isn't about chasing paychecks. It's about pride, legacy, and reminding the world that greatness never truly fades. Every time he steps into the ring, he's not just fighting an opponent, he's fighting against time, against doubt, and against the idea that his best days are behind him. What also makes the Pacquiao-Romero storyline compelling is the contrast in personalities. Pacquiao, quiet and humble, speaks with his fists and his faith. Romero, on the other hand, thrives on provocation, loud, brash, and always unapologetically himself. In the build-up to any potential fight, their media exchanges would write themselves. Pacquiao wouldn't need to respond to Romero's trash talk. His silence would be enough to make Romero louder, more dramatic, and more desperate to draw attention. That contrast alone would generate hype, and when fight night comes, all the words would fall away as the fists do the talking. That dynamic, the old school versus the new school, has always been a winning formula in boxing.